Hi guys, Charlie with Boxing Focus, and it's fight week for Thurman versus Guerrero. There's a good interview with Keith Thurman on Boxing Scene, which I'll link in the first comment below. Gives you a bit of an insight into his mindset and his philosophy when it comes to the sport, so it's worth a watch. That's not why I'm posting this video. I've already made a prediction, in fact, for this fight. I'm going for Thurman by knockout. That's not changed. That's not why I'm posting this video. In fact, it's because I keep seeing in YouTube, in forums, just generally around on Reddit, people saying that this is a 50-50 fight. And when people think it's a 50-50 fight and they see odds very, very lopsided at the bookies, and the odds are massively in favour in this fight for Keith Thurman, people are tempted to waste their money, to throw it away on the likes of Guerrero, and it would be throwing your money away. So this video is a plea to those guys who are considering putting bets on Guerrero. Don't do it. Don't do it unless you've got some amazing science behind your betting and you're very successful with it and you know what you're doing. Generally, you are going to be wasting your money on this one. There's a reason that the odds are so slanted in favour of Thurman, and that's because he's just a stronger fighter at welterweight, and he's technically very good. I mean, this is one of the biggest prospects. I really, really highly rate Keith Thurman. He's barely lost a round in his entire career. He's knocked out 21 or 24. The guy is very, very good, and he's done it all at welterweight. So you're talking about 21 welterweights knocked out. You're not talking about raiding the lower weights and then coming up to welterweight. This guy is an established, strong, hard-hitting welterweight. Guerrero, on the other hand, spent the majority of his career down at 126, and he was at 126 until 2008. And he's 31 now, so into his mid-20s, he was a featherweight. Then he's up at 130 for a year or two, then he's up at 135 for a year, and then he raised the welterweight division to get a very cheaply earned shot at Floyd Mayweather, and a disappointing fight. A disappointing pick by Mayweather, if you ask me. Wasn't impressed at the time, and it looks less impressive the more time goes on. And at welterweight, Guerrero's not done anything because he's not that great a fighter. Down at the lower weights, he was tall, and even in this fight with Thurman, he's half an inch taller and he's got half an inch reach advantage. But down at 126, 130, and to a lesser degree 135, he's just taller and longer than all of his opponents. It's a massive advantage to have, and he can just pick them off with a jab. So it made it look like he's got a good jab when really he's just bigger and taller than them. Often they weren't even that high caliber fighter anyway. You look down Guerrero's record, you look for marquee names, they're just not there. I mean, the best fighter perhaps that he's beaten is Casamayor, possibly even Berto, and that should be giving you a clear indication of where he is. And saying that, I thought Berto I thought he won that fight. I thought he beat Guerrero. I thought Berto was the one landing all the effective shots for the majority of that fight when he was clipping Guerrero on the inside with the uppercut, and Guerrero was just mauling him on the ropes with clubbing rubbish punches and busting Berto's eyes up with his head. He's not going to be able to catch Thurman in that kind of situation where he can just kind of maul Thurman on the ropes using arguably illegal tactics. That won't happen. Thurman's too mobile for that. Thurman's too accurate. He's too good at counter-punching. He puts his punches together too well, and Guerrero's not got that good a defense. And you can see this. You go down to say, like, for instance, it's on YouTube, the Salido fight. Salido has no problem finding a home for his right hand. Guerrero doesn't know what to do with Salido. Thurman wins this fight easily. And don't be foolish and waste your money betting on odds that might look tantalising. The casinos are good at drawing money out of people. The bookies, they have shareholders and they have offices and they have hundreds, thousands of staff. They make a lot of money for a reason because they know how to do it. don't fall for it this time. This is Charlie with Boxing Focus. Slightly hoping that Guerrero doesn't upset the apple cart here, because it will make me look a bit foolish. But I'm confident enough that I'm not worried, because Thurman's going to smash Guerrero. Guerrero may stretch him to a decision. I'm not guaranteeing there's going to be a knockout, but I would be surprised if he lasts the distance in this one, because if you consider how easily Guerrero got dissuaded by Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather is not a hard-hitting welterweight, and he's not an aggressive one either, and it just took one round of precision shots for Guerrero to go, I don't want any of this. One round of Floyd Mayweather is going to be 12 rounds of Keith Thurman, and that is one-time Keith Thurman, the guy who likes to knock people out, and he's going to knock Guerrero out, in my opinion. This is Charlie with Boxing Focus.